Now listen. Good morning to all. You people are on mute, is it?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Good morning. The last thing I dealt with in your batch was relative velocity concept and projectile motion, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I have to teach you something called Fermat's principle. Did I cover Fermat's principle to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Shortest path.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So we are safe. We moved one step ahead. Then it comes to calculus-based applications. Before that, two small things here. This will involve calculus-based. Fine. Listen. All three particles on the vertices of an equilateral triangle will start moving simultaneously, always aimed at the next part. This particle is aimed at this particle, this particle is aimed at this particle is aimed at this particle, not the vertex particle. Not the vertex particle. Do you get that point clear?
Yes, sir.
Implies the moment this particle moves this way, this will take a turn. This is always aimed at this. The moment this particle came here, this will take a turn. The moment this particle came here, this will take a turn. This is always aimed at this. The moment this particle came here, this will take a turn. Finally, they will meet at the centroid of the triangle. If you people observe carefully, question told to you is this particle is always aimed at the next particle. So if I draw velocity from here, when this particle is here, this particle is here. Are you able to visualize this? All throughout the journey, this will remain an equilateral triangle. All throughout the journey, that will remain an equilateral triangle which is rotating and whose area is decreasing. They will meet at the centroid. Initial separation between them is taken as A. In the concept of relative velocity, I am this particle. This particle will appear to come straight towards me because if I describe the motion of this particle with respect to this particle is at rest. So there is only one way this particle can meet this particle, come straight towards me. So according to this particle, relative displacement of this particle is A. Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Time after which they meet will be relative displacement by relative velocity.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Interestingly here, relative velocity will always be the same because always this is an equilateral triangle. This is you, this is you, this is you, you cos 60, 60-degree angle is not changing. 60-degree angle is not changing. Initially, you are taking this as 60, this as 60, this as, even now it is 60, 60, 60. You ask me what is the relative velocity of A with respect to B? Relative velocity of A with respect to B will be VA minus of minus U cos 60. This U I resolved along this direction. U minus of minus U cos 60. At this instant you calculate also it will turn out to be the same. You calculate at any instant. It's an equilateral triangle. So U minus U cos 60 with a negative sign. So relative velocity is not changing. Relative displacement is A divided by relative velocity. Time is relative displacement by relative velocity. Relative displacement is A divided by 3u by 2. 2a by 3u is the time after which they make. So if I were to use regular kinematics, calculus cannot be avoided because you see the path is not a straight line. If I use regular kinematics, calculus cannot be avoided because the path is not a straight line, it is going in a curved path. Right? Relative velocity simplifies your job to such an extent that you take relative displacement by relative velocity at the time after which they meet. Right? We will generalize this for different vertices, say square. Suppose I take a square. Observe this. I take a square. This particle always aimed at the next. They'll go and meet at the center. Right? This will always remain a square like this. So if A is the distance between them, this moves with the velocity of u, this with the velocity of u, this with the speed, rather direction of the velocity is changing. Time is A divided by u minus u cos 90. U minus u cos 90. This will become 0. E by u will be the time after which the four particles will meet at the center. What if it is an n particle system? I'll explain, take it down till here.
So what is the subtopic?
Continuation of relative velocity.
Okay, sir.
A very typical set of three problems. Can I rub the board?
Yes,
One
sir.
minute, sir.
1 minute, sir.
Done, sir.
What if I generalize this? N sides of a regular polygon, n sides of a regular polygon. This is U, this is U, this is side A. Right? This particle is always aimed at this is aimed at this is aimed at this, so on. N sides of a regular polygon. What will this angle be? 2 pi by m. Do you agree with it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, what will be the time after which they meet? Relative displacement by relative velocity. A divided by u minus u cos 2 pi by n. Put n is 3, you should get the answer for the triangle. Put n is 4, you should get the answer for a square. Put n is 5, you'll get the answer for a pentagon, so on and so forth. You have a general formula for this.
Sir, can you repeat what you said?
Put n equal to 3, you will get the answer for that of a triangle. N equal to 4, you will get the answer for that of a square. 5, you will get the answer for a pentagon, so on and so forth.
Sir, I have a question.
Mhm.
So before you always took the interior angle, like for triangle you took 60, but this time why you taking the exterior angle?
Take this angle, I don't mind. U minus of minus u cos this angle. And perfectly, how do you take relative velocity along the line? If you know this particular angle, resolve u along this direction and take u minus of minus.
Okay, sir.
Same thing, vice versa, do it even for a triangle. I have no problem with that. You will get the same answer.
Done, sir.
Now, till now you have taken a regular polygon, equilateral triangle, square. There was symmetry, so you knew they are meeting. Right? What if this was not symmetric? Calculus cannot be avoided. Let the separation between two particles be. Call this a dog, call this a cat. Cat is moving with a velocity vc, dog is moving with a velocity v. Dog is always aimed towards the cat. Did you people ever see National Geographic Channel in which a tiger or a lion is chasing its prey? When the shot is
Yes, sir.
taken from the
Yes, sir.
top, the way they change the track, it changes its track. Here we are making life a bit simple. The cat is going straight, the dog is always aimed at this. Dog is always aimed at the cat. Cat is going straight. Generally, cat will run this way. At any instant you draw a tangent, the velocity of the dog will be towards the cat. Draw a tangent here, the velocity of the dog will be towards the cat. Dog is always aiming for cat. Rather so-called missile technology. This missile will always follow the target. Right? Here we made life a bit simple. We are telling you cat is going along this straight line. Velocity of the cat is constant, but velocity of the dog is not constant. Only thing that's changing is direction. Velocity of the cat is constant, but velocity of the dog is not constant. Only thing that is changing is direction. Right? The velocity of the dog is not constant. Its direction is changing. They want the time after which dog catches the cat. Time after which dog catches the cat. Here calculus cannot be avoided. There's no symmetry. Right? You will have to apply relative velocity with calculus. See, if this angle is theta, this angle is theta. This is VC cos theta. Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Relative velocity of the dog with respect to the cat. Dog with respect to cat will be VD minus VC cos theta. Relative velocity into time will be relative displacement. Relative velocity into time will be relative displacement. Right? Vd minus Vc cos theta dt integral is integral dl. Relative displacement, initial value, call this L naught so that you don't mess up with symbols. Final separation between them is 0. This should have a negative sign because dl by dt is negative. L is decreasing. L is the distance between the two. Initial value is L naught, final value is 0. So dl by dt will be negative. That means I should carry the negative sign from here. Relative velocity into time is relative displacement. Integration. At time t equal to 0, the separation is L naught. Time t equal to t, final separation is 0. And you are asking me for the time after which they meet. Negative sign because dl by dt is negative. L is decreasing. The separation between them is decreasing. Now the beauty in this problem is you cannot integrate this directly. I don't know integration of cos theta with respect to t. Integration of cos theta with respect to t is not known to me. This will be L naught to 0 with a negative sign. Vd into t minus VC into cos theta dt 0 to t. Till here I could go ahead. VD's magnitude is constant. Integral dt 0 to t, I put that. This cos theta with respect to theta, I know the integration. Or I should get theta in the function of time. Cos phi with respect to phi, I know the integration. Cos x with respect to x, I know the integration. Cos theta with respect to t, ille. This will become 0 minus L naught with a negative sign is L naught. Vd into t minus Vc cos theta dt 0 to t. Alternative way of calculating this has to be thought of. This is my first equation. What is your alternative way? Have a look at this. Cat covered a horizontal distance of Vc into t. Vc into t. By the time the dog caught the cat, cat covered a horizontal distance of Vc into t. Do you all agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
In the same time, the dog should also cover the same horizontal distance. Only then the dog can catch the cat.
Yes.
Yes.
sir.
Now the problem is dog's speed is constant but theta is changing. Speed is constant but theta is changing. What will be the horizontal displacement here? Vd cos theta into dt. Vd cos theta in a short time interval dt. Will this be the horizontal displacement?
Yes, sir.
That if I integrate from 0 to t, will I get the total horizontal displacement of the dog? Which should be equal to Vc into t. I repeat, Vd cos theta into time, I will get the horizontal displacement of the dog in a very short time interval. Limit delta t tending to 0. This horizontal displacement is Vc into t. This horizontal displacement is Vc into t. Why? Because both should have the same horizontal displacement. Bring Vd to the denominator. This was something that we were not. This was something that we were not able to simplify. But I got the value of that directly. Vct by Vd. Substitute in the first equation. Integral cos theta dt, I am not able to integrate, but I know the value. Substituting this in the first equation, it will be L naught is equal to Vd into t minus Vc into t by Vd. Did I do it right? Here I forgot.
we have to 100 VC.
Forgot a Vc here. Right. This when I substitute here, this will become Vc square. Vd square minus Vc square L naught into Vd is the time. Time will be Vd into L naught divided by Vd square minus Vc square. This is the time of the which the dog will catch the cat. Observe carefully. Time will be positive only if Vd square is greater than Vc square. Speed of the dog should be greater than the speed of the cat. Speed of the dog should be greater than the speed of the cat. If not, the dog will not be able to catch the cat. Whole of the game lies in realizing the first equation and evaluating cos theta dt. Horizontal displacement of the cat in the horizontal displacement of the dog should be the same for them to meet. That is your basic equation here.
Sir, is this the start of calculus-based kinematics?
I don't say start, we are somewhere in between. We have already done some part of calculus-based kinematics, like graphs, motion
So, sir,
on.
should we give that heading or no now?
Continue with relative velocity only. This is calculus based relative velocity. We didn't separate calculus based kinematics. Calculus based projectile motion we did. Calculus based graphs we did. Calculus based relative velocity we did. We didn't separate calculus based kinematics.
So when
So,
did we do calculus-based projectile motion?
last class?
So we didn't use calculus over there.
No, sir, you said you'd start today
Sorry,
calculus
that is
based
the relative
kinematics.
velocity in projectile motion. Sorry, relative velocity in projectile. And kinematics too may the projectile motion which is given is projectiles on an inclined plane, which we covered in kinematics 1. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So can you explain how you got VC square? Like where did you make that mistake in the working?
This is cos theta dt. Substitute in the first equation. I have a VC in front.
Oh, okay, sir. Got it. Thank you.
That VC into this, I will get VC square.
So do we have to memorize the result?
No.
So the result is not generalized.
What do you mean by that?
Like, will it be applicable for every set of problems like this? Or
No,
it's just a specific?
it will depend on the problem. This is one typical problem.
Okay.
Sir,
Hmm.
so you multiply both sides by minus sign, correct?
No.
So,
That is-
so sir, won't it be minus VD plus VC cos theta?
Relative velocity of the dog with respect to the cat is BD minus BC cos theta.
Okay, okay, sir. Yes, yes.
This negative sign is because dl by dt is negative. L is decreasing. So dl by dt will be negative.
Okay, sir.
Done, sir.
Sir, wait a minute.
Now you will be able to make a guess what the next question is. What if speed of dog and speed of cat are the same?
They will never meet, sir.
They will
The dog will never catch.
Time after which they meet is infinity. Right? What if speed of the dog and speed of the cat are the same? Time after which they meet will be infinity. That means if the dog is always aimed at the cat, by the time the dog comes here, cat will be here. Initial separation between them is L naught. Final separation is D naught. Or capital D. As their speeds are the same, thereafter the distance between them will remain constant. As their
Yes.
speeds are the same, thereafter the distance between them will remain constant. Find the relation between L naught and D. If speed of the dog is equal to speed of the cat, find relation between L naught and D. Find the relation between L naught and D. Will you try or should I discuss?
Sir, we will try.
Okay, I'll wait. Now listen.
Can you solve?
You want me to solve?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, please.
PD, this is VC. This is theta. This is VC cos theta. Temporarily, I will keep VD and VC only. Last step, I'll substitute both are equal so that you know which I am referring to. Relative velocity will be Vd minus Vc cos theta into dt will be equal to dl, obviously with a negative sign. At time t equal to 0, what is the separation between them? L0. At time t equal to t, separation between them is capital D. First equation, relative velocity into time is relative displacement. Now, Vd into t minus of Vc cos theta into dt 0 to t is equal to d minus L naught will become L naught minus d is my first equation because of the negative sign. Why did the negative sign come? Because L is decreasing, dl by dt will be negative. Once again at the same problem, I don't know how to integrate cos theta with respect to t. I know how to integrate cos theta with respect to theta, not t. Alternative, by the time the cat traveled this distance, Vc into t, dog traveled this.
Mediocre.
By the time the cat traveled this distance of Vc into t, dog traveled a distance equal to this minus Vd cos theta into d. This is Vd cos theta. Into dt, I'll get the displacement. This should be equal to capital D. Vd cos theta into dt is equal to capital D. The distance traveled by both of them difference. Right? Second equation, it is it clear? The horizontal displacement of the cat minus the horizontal displacement of the dog will be capital D. Now, if you substitute this in these both equations, observe the LHS carefully. Now, if you substitute these both in these two equations, observe the LHS. Are they equal?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
L naught minus D is capital D. L naught is 2 times capital D. Is the relation between L naught and capital D.
So can you explain how did you put the limits as L naught and D?
Initial separation is L naught, final separation is D. Initially, if you take the separation between them is L naught. Final separation between them is D. You are taking the displacement of the dog with respect to the cat. So dog with respect to the cat. Initially, cat will see the dog at a distance of L naught. Finally, cat will see the dog at a distance of D.
Sir, can you explain how
How is
did
the
you get the
LHS?
LHS?
Sir, how is the LHS of both equations equal?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Can you explain
Because
that?
VD equal to VC, VD equal to VC, you
Right,
substitute.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got it. Yes, sir.
So you subtracted both the equations, right?
If LHS of these both are equal, can I equate both of them?
Yes, sir, got it.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, the displacement of the dog will be on both right y-axis as well as x-axis. If we take
Displacement liya hi nahi. Distance, speed, displacement, vectors I will never integrate directly. ध्यान से सुनो every time. Vectors, unless I know they are in the same direction, integrate नहीं कर सकते हो. Displacement ले ही नहीं रहे. Distance है. Velocity into time, speed into time that. Displacement ले लिया तो फिर along x-axis you'll have to separately integrate, y-axis separately integrate. Distance is speed into time. Though I use the word relative velocity, habitually it is relative speed. The other magnitude of relative velocity into time. Can I rub the board?
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now listen. One typical problem. Don't be misled by calculus. It is a riverboat problem, but a good one. A and B. The river is flowing in this direction. A man wants to swim in a river from A to B and back. Man wants to swim from A to B and back B to A. He wants to go from A to B and again from B to A. U is velocity of man with respect to river. Velocity of the man with respect to river, always at an angle of beta to the line AB. Velocity of the man with respect to the river, in the sense it's like this. During both the treks, man moves with a velocity of u at an angle of beta to the line AB. Velocity of the man with respect to the river. Find time taken to complete the journey. Find time of journey. Problem is slightly deceptive. Don't fall for calculus. Nothing to do with calculus. Will you try the problem?
Yes, sir.
AB given as D. AB is given as D. Velocity of the river is V. Velocity of the river is V. AB is given as D. Now both times he will travel at an angle of beta with the line AB or B. and this angle is given, by the way, sorry, alpha is given. You will get the answer in terms of alpha and beta. AB line makes an angle of alpha with the horizontal.
Sir,
First hint I have given on the board. While he is going from A to B, he will have to swim in this direction. Velocity of the man with respect to the river plus velocity of the river with respect to ground is velocity of the man with respect to ground. Resultant of these two should be this along AB. First hint I have given.
sir,
Huh.
is the answer D to U cos beta upon U square cos square beta plus V square cos square alpha?
Wait, such a big answer I will not be able to verify. Wait.
D to U cos beta.
I or what is the denominator?
Okay, wait, I'll solve it. Let the other side. The first case is velocity of the man with respect to the river plus velocity of the river with respect to ground is velocity of the man with respect to ground. Right? Now this also I'll take along AB. This also I'll take along AB. This also I'll take along AB. So this will be u cos beta plus velocity of the river. Velocity of the river along AB. This is alpha, this is V, this will be V cos alpha. V cos alpha. Alpha. Will be equal to velocity of the man with respect to the ground along AB. Time will be d divided by u cos beta plus v cos alpha. This is the time taken to go to B. Velocity of the man with respect to the river along AB is u cos beta. Velocity of the river with respect to ground along AB is v cos alpha. Sum of both, I'll get the velocity along the line AB. Remember, in riverboat problems, you were told whichever direction you are taking the velocity, take the distance in the same direction.
Yes, sir.
Here,
Yes.
river, you gave me the distance along AB, so I will find velocities along AB. You gave me the distance along AB, so I will find the velocities along AB. Now to come back along this journey, u beta, velocity of the river. This is beta. This will be the velocity of the man with respect to ground. To come along this line, he should be rowing it this way. Right?
Yes, sir.
Now, velocity of the man with respect to ground along BA. Velocity of the man with respect to ground along BA is velocity of the man with respect to the river along BA plus velocity of the river with respect to ground along BA. Everything is along BA. This will be u cos beta. U cos beta. Velocity of the river along BA will be minus v cos alpha. Minus v cos alpha. This was v cos alpha. Along this will be minus v cos alpha. Velocity of the man with respect to the ground along B. Time will be d divided by u cos beta minus v cos alpha. Add both of them, that's your answer. Net total time is T1 plus T2.
So I have a question here.
Hmm.
So over here, you took the right side as positive and left side as negative, right? So shouldn't u cos beta on the right side in the coming back case,
I
shouldn't
didn't
u cos
take
beta be
anything
negative?
positive, anything negative. I took this way. I took this way positive, this way negative. Right? Second, on my return journey, I took this is positive, this is negative. I didn't make any sign convention. I took everything along AB. Along AB. If this is U, along AB, U cos beta will be plus or minus.
Plus,
If this is V along AB, V cos alpha will be plus.
yes.
Displacement is also in the same direction. Now on my return journey, I am taking everything in this direction positive. So U cos beta will be positive. Right? V cos alpha is this way. That's why.
Okay, sir.
Have we done the 10th problem in the class?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can I rub the board?
1 second, sir.
Yes, sir.
We have 2 more lectures this week.
Sir,
Yes,
one
sir.
doubt
Friday
and
and
one
Saturday.
Friday, Saturday.
Friday and Saturday, right? Saturdays is a doubt lecture.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now listen, today though I'll just start the introduction of pure calculus based kinematics. Friday's lecture I'll be able to cover substantial amount of it. So Saturday in the class I'll be discussing the doubts of assignment 2 of relative velocity and kinematics 1 may if there are any balanced doubts in the booklet. Kinematics 1, balanced doubts of the booklet. Is this clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You will have proper homework from kinematics 2 only after Friday. That you can solve after Sunday's test. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir. Sir, in Sunday's test, we won't have calculus, right?
No. It is kinematics 1 only, it is Sunday's test.
Sir, river boat problems including kinematics 1 or 2.
बुकलेट है आपके पास?
Yes, sir.
Strictly
sir.
follow that. हर टॉपिक मुझे मत बताना. Strictly follow your booklet. That is kinematics 1. Whatever is there in kinematics 1. Calculus based kinematics. What does this mean? This is pure maths, nothing to do with physics, ironically. Right? But then velocity, displacement, acceleration, these words come in physics. Hence, we are teaching this. Suppose, what kind of a typical broader spectrum problems can be asked? Case 1, acceleration is given as a function of time. And you are asking me find velocity and displacement as a function of time. Find velocity and displacement as a function of time. dv by dt will be acceleration, you will write as dv by dt. dv is function of time dt. Integrate, you will get velocity as a function of time. बड़ा simple सा hit है.
Yes.
Right? On the contrary, if they ask you for displacement, write velocity as a function of time here. ds by dt will be function of time. ds is f of t dt. Displacement is a function of time. Right? Something very simple. One small precaution. Suppose they give you limits. Suppose they give you limits. Substitute the limits. You will get velocity as a specific value. Right? then I will not be able to follow this further. So if you are asked for displacement, keep velocity as a function of time, write ds by dt, take it to the right, integrate, and then substitute the limits. Limits to be substituted in the last step. Can you explain that taking an example? I will take it down till here.
Done, sir.
Example for this sort of a problem. They will give you, say, acceleration is 2t square minus 2. This is given. They are asking you find the velocity after 1 second and distance covered after 1 second. Find velocity after time t equal to 1 second. They gave you the information. Limits must be given. At t equal to 0, displacement is 0, velocity is 0. These limits will keep changing. You'll have to keep your eyes open for this. Right? These limits will keep changing. You will have to keep your eyes open for that. Right? First of all, from this equation, dv by dt is 2t square minus 2. Yes or no? Acceleration I wrote as dv by dt. dv is 2t square dt minus 2 dt. At time t equal to 0, you gave me velocity 0. If not, I would have put u naught. If not, जो value आप देंगे वो value substitute करना पड़ेगा. Now listen carefully. Time t, I'll find out the velocity. So भाई साहब directly put 1 second no यार. I'll get the answer, but I'll get velocity. My story ends there. I'll get the answer, but I'll get velocity. My story ends there. Displacement I will not be able to calculate. So what do? I'll find velocity as a function of time. V between 0 to V, 2t cube by 3 minus 2t. 0 to t, 0 to t. Velocity is 2 by 3 t cube minus 2t. You see, I got velocity as a function of time. If I would have put 1 here, what will I get here? 2 by 3 minus 2. I'll get a constant value. I'll get a specific value because you are finding velocity at time t equal to 1.
Yes, sir.
So intentionally I kept it as a function of time. Now you want velocity after time t seconds. Velocity at t equal to 1 second will be 2 by 3 minus 2 minus 4 by 3 meters per second. Right? One part of the job is done. Now start from here again. Velocity is ds by dt. This is 2 by 3 t cube minus 2t. 2 by 3 t cube dt minus 2 dt. Time t equal to 0, displacement is 0. Time t equal to 1 second, find out the displacement. Here I don't need further as a function of time. So directly I am putting 1 second. S is equal to 2 by 3, t to the power 4 by 4, 0 to 1, t square by 2, 0 to 1. Substitute, do I get the displacement? Is this point clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's the same as what we did in the last exercise of calculus and physics, right?
Where calculus booklet.
Yes, so उसमें the last exercise.
Yes, sir.
Right. Take it
So it
down.
is
What
minus
is
5 by
this?
6 now.
This one?
Yes, sir.
I don't know. You'll have to simplify. I didn't simplify. I don't have the answer. I gave an arbitrary function.
So,
Hmm.
where did u come from in that step?
Integral dv is v. It's not u. Small v. To differentiate between this symbol and this symbol, I will take small v. Integral dv is v, but that's not this v. To differentiate between the two, I have written that way.
So if initial displacement was like 5 or something, first we'll have to find that c value, right? Plus c.
Substitute 5 here.
Okay, sir.
Initial displacement is 5. Substitute 5.
Okay, sir.
Now case 2, they will give you acceleration. Case 2 will be acceleration will be given as a function of s. Acceleration is given as a function of displacement. Then what will you write? This is dv by dt is a function of displacement. dv by ds into ds by dt is a function of displacement. ds by dt is b. dv by ds is a function of displacement. v dv is a function of displacement into ds. I'll get velocity as a function of displacement. Right? When displacement is 0, velocity is u naught, displacement is yes, velocity is v. Right? What if case 3 may they give you acceleration as a function of velocity? Right? This you will write as dv by dt as a function of velocity. If he is asking velocity as a function of time, your job is done here. This will be dt, integrate time t equal to 0, initial velocity u naught, time t equal to t, velocity is v. If you are asked velocity as a function of time, but contrary, if they ask you velocity as a function of displacement, then this equation of dv by dt, I will write as dv by ds into ds by dt. This is a function of velocity. ds by dt is v, dv by function of velocity is ds. Displacement is 0, velocity is 0. Now, velocity is a function of displacement. Here I will get velocity as a function of time. He gave you acceleration as a function of velocity. If he wants velocity as a function of time, it's a convenient job, nothing to worry. If he wants velocity as a function of displacement, dv by dt you will write as v dv by dx. Bring this function to the denominator, ds to the right. Integrate this. I will get velocity as a function of displacement. Take it down till here. We will have to take numerical examples to explain all the case 2 and case 3.
Wait, sir.
Done, sir.
We'll have to take numerical examples to explain case 2 and case 3, which I will in detail take it up in Friday's class. After Friday's class, you will be able to start kinematics 2 of the booklet.
Okay, sir. So can we leave now?
Yeah.
Bye,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you.
Bye, sir. Thank you, sir.
Bye, good day, thank you.
Bye, sir.
Bye, good day, thank you.